Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we're doing another episode of Team Build and Battle. Like I said last episode of Team Build and Battle, I wanted to use the Aurorus and Arctovish combo. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, but it's not going to be mono ice. Hey, look at that, no mono ice. Anyway, I hope you guys have had a good holiday. I hope you have good holidays in the future as well. So yeah. As you can tell, I got a new razor. I got a new electric razor for Christmas, but I didn't get better lighting yet. Anyway, let's get into the actual video. So, Arctovish and Aurorus. I'm actually gonna just take these same sets that we took last time, and I'm gonna import them over, and we'll explain them, briefly. So let's import that. Pop, and then let's get the Aurorus because I'm gonna use these routes of play for these Pokemon. So boom. Okay, so let's talk about it. So what I did for Aurorus Arctovish. So Aurorus sets snow warning with that, and then we use Slush Rush Arctovish to double its speed in hail, which Aurorus does. And with the max speed without nature, it gives us 107, which then doubled is 214, which outspeeds Dragapult. So that's kind of the game plan. You bring out these two Pokemon, probably in the back, maybe in the front if they don't have anything that just like destroys it. But Aurorus has a lot of quad weaknesses, both being steel and fighting. So you definitely want to play around that. That's why I'm kind of thinking it's probably better in the back. That way, the early game you can kind of, do a lot of things that are good, and then bring this out, either bring up screens or take away those, eliminate those two big threats of those two threats. So yeah, that's kind of the plan here for Aurorus and Arctovish. Aurorus also has Power Herb with Meteor Beam, which has been one of my favorite strats recently. I've been using it for a couple of stuff. I'm just typing in Meteor Beam because I want to look at the other Meteor Beam Pokemon. Yeah, I've been using it with Celesteela a little, and that's been pretty crazy. I've been using it with Nihilego a bunch, and that's been really crazy. So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to figure out what is a special attacker that can use that, and Aurorus fit that, and I thought that was really cool. So that's what we're doing. Power Beam, Meteor Beam. We also have Aurora Veil, and then Ice Beam just for stab damage. Both of these as options. A lot of the time, I think we'll try to not max early and then bring this in the back and then go for a Meteor Beam strat and then just max it and then do a lot of damage with max Rockfall / max Ice Beam. Obviously max Rockfall might kind of suck because of we would take away the speed control for our Arctovish, but it is what it is. Slush Rush plus Vicious Rend plus Choice Band does so much damage. This thing's actually like damage is insane. Base attack 90 isn't that crazy, but with investment plus doubling plus 1.5, it's a lot. So yeah, Aurorus Arctovish is a really cool combo. It is both ice, but it's still a really cool combo. So let's go ahead and add some stuff around this team. So like I said, I did want screens. So Light Clay, Transistor Regieleki is definitely a good option. Utilizing both screens, Reflect, Light Screen, probably Electro Web, and then Protect. That's just my first generalized set, and I'm actually gonna once again rip a set from somewhere else because I've been really liking that set. I created it the other day. It has it's a pretty mixed it's pretty mixed speed, or not speed, it's pretty mixed with max attack as well as a little bit of bulk in all of them. Really good for screens. It's a really good set for screens. So that's what we're going to be utilizing today for the gameplay. Maybe we'll change it. Maybe we'll go, like, another idea is we could try Grimmsnarl with screens in Light Clay. But for now, I really like the Regieleki. I think this will be a really solid core to start off the team. Aurorus is pretty bulky, but it's not very, very bulky. Actually, it's not incredibly bulky. It has good HP, but it has multiple 4x weaknesses, so it's not the bulky Pokemon that we really want. So I do want another bulky Pokemon that's actually like pretty good. So this also is kind of weak to we're actually like pretty weak to ground with our team as well. So I'm not gonna lie, something flying, something with Levitate could work really well. So we're gonna go with Landorus Therian here. It has Intimidate to, otherwise bulk up our team. With Intimidate and Screens, we're going to be pretty bulky overall. So this is probably going to be an Assault Vest set for Landorus. Pretty basic, but it definitely, it's basic for a reason because it works really well. So we're going to go Earthquake, And then like just the standard set for this guy, just because it'll work really well. And you know, honestly, we could go is it close combat that it gets, or superpower? We could go superpower. Do we need U-turn? Let's go superpower. That way we can max this Pokemon and benefit our physical attack for Arctovish as well. So that could be really good. We'll just go max attack and max speed for now. You know, it's not like bad to just do that, so it's easy. And yeah, that's gonna be the core. The basic core is pretty good. I would like another kind of like it doesn't have to be a duo, but I would like another thing that just like works pretty well. We can't go for another power up strat, which, you know, would add to the hyper offense. I'd like another bulky guy. I like an actually like just really good bulky, because Landorus isn't incredibly bulky. I mean, it has good bulk, especially with Assault Vest and Intimidate, but I'm looking for a bulky Pokemon that I just really want that works with our typing. So what destroys steel? We could go for like a Heatran. That could be kind of cool. I'd like more speed control. You know, we have Electro Web here, but that's really it for speed control. We have Max Airstream here if we need to. And we have our doubling speed of Arctovish, but that only affects itself. So we have doubling our speed for Arctovish, and then we have two other forms, but this is pretty, you know, not always going to happen, because a lot of the time we're going to max Aurorus. So I would like another form of speed control, maybe a Trick Room engine with Aurorus being a good under Trick Room. We could go for like a Porygon 2, or yeah, Porygon 2 probably, because I don't really want to go for like Dusclops Glastrier, because I don't really want more ice typing, because it conflicts really bad. And you know, Porygon 2 doesn't really conflict with anything we have on our team. Excuse me. What else are we looking at that can be good under Trick Room? Sun could be cool, but I don't really want that on our team. It conflicts too much. I feel like could go like Tyranitar could be kind of cool. It does give us new coverage, but it does give us, once again, a 4x weakness to fighting, so I don't really want that. You know, with things like Urshifu out in the meta, it would just kill me, and I don't really want that. That would be really, really rough. Grass is not really too big of a problem, so Rillaboom's not really a big problem for us, so I could go with something like Primarina. In theory, that could be good. It would work under Trick Room pretty well. Rillaboom is another Pokemon that could work pretty well. It would give us Fake Out. It wouldn't really give us much of a need for Trick Room, but it would give us, like, that would be fine with Aurora. So this would be 0 speed. If we don't add a Trick Room engine, then definitely I'm gonna max the speed, or not max it, but put it back to normal. And instead of being quiet nature, giving it modest nature. But I think at min speed for Aurorus, Porygon 2, and then adding Rillaboom to the team, that could be cool. That could be actually really cool. I think that's what I'm going to go with. You know, we don't already have any terrain on our team. Actually, almost none, even with max moves. Yeah, none. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind having that. We wouldn't go Assault Vest. We could go Choice Band. And then we would have 2 Pokemon without Protect, 3 Pokemon, 4 Pokemon. That's probably okay. I could kind of go for a Protect on one of these Pokemon, or even Lando. Could even go Life Orb Lando and then AV Rillaboom instead. I do kind of like the Choice Band on Rillaboom, and you know what? I think I'm just gonna go with it. We're just gonna try this team, and I think it'll be cool. So we're gonna go Eviolite download. You know, the pretty standard stuff. We're gonna go Trick Room, Recover. What? No, Recover. I said Recover. And then either 2 attacks or 1 attack and Ally Switch. We could be cheeky with Ally Switch, so I'm gonna be cheeky with the Ally Switch here. And then we're gonna add 1 more attack. What coverage do we need? Well, we don't need Ice Beam. We don't really need an electric move, so we don't really need Thunderbolt. So we'll just go Stab for Tri Attack. Pretty easy. And then we'll go max HP, and then like middling for those 2, and that'll be fine. And then we're going to go min speed as well, because we're only really going to bring this when Trick Room is kind of the option that we're going for. And then plus defense. So we'll go relaxed nature there. So that works pretty well for Porygon 2. It's, you know, an off-the-cuff spread. It's just pretty random. This was a used spread at one point, I believe. So yeah, that'll be fine. Then we'll go into Rillaboom and make it a pretty basic build for Rillaboom. Grassy Glide, Fake Out, High Horsepower, since we don't already have that coverage anywhere. We do actually with Landorus, so we don't need that. And Superpower. This is not the standard. What are the most common Rillabooms all using right now? Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Woodhammer, High Horsepower, Knockoff, U-Turn. Okay, I want Knockoff probably over that. So we'll go for there. Actually, you know, I don't have fighting coverage. I have superpower here, so we're good. We'll just go with that. And then I'm just going to make this max HP, max attack, and then 4 into defense for now. Easy enough, right? And adamant nature to top it off. So that's kind of what we're working with for right now, the basic core of the team. We have a pretty solid defensive backbone with Porygon 2, Landorus, and Screens, as well as our Aurorus Arctovish. Aurorus also has Aurora Veil as well. So that can be good later in the game. Let me switch that one and like that one. Rillaboom is also pretty defensive, you know, and Lando with Assault Vest and Intimidate is very, very defensive as well. We've got pretty good power with Rillaboom and a mid-speed team. You know, we have Porygon 2 at mid-speed, min-speed, with Rillaboom at mid-speed, and Aurorus at min-speed. So we have a lot of different forms of speed control. We can go for a Trick Room option, as well as speed control with Max Airstream, as well as speed control with Electro Web, as well as speed control with Aurorus Arctovish. So we have multiple forms of speed control, as well as multiple forms of like actual just play. A good defensive backbone with different like screens all over the place. And these, yeah, I like it. I think the team's pretty solid. Maybe there's a couple of like type things that we could change. Maybe, you know, we don't really have any fire coverage. That could be good. You don't get flamethrower, right? Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we'll just go try attack. It's fine. I think Heat Rain could definitely work on this team as well. Maybe instead of Rillaboom, we'll see. Only time will tell. But for now, let's go ahead and do this. Wait, do I have multiple items somewhere? Oh, Choice Band. Yeah, you're right. Or just give it Miracle Seed, and then we can have Protect. Cool. So we'll do that instead of High Horsepower. We'll go for Protect. So that'll be fine. So a couple of different changes there. Just the Miracle Seed over it, and then Protect, just to make our Grassy Glide very strong. So that's what we're gonna do. Item Clause. Now we are valid for Gen 8 VGC 2021. Let's play it. All right. So we're in the game now. We've got some cool stuff on our opponent's team. Some stuff we don't really see that commonly in this format currently. Chandelure. We don't see Tyranitar trended down a lot from last series, and we have Ferrothorn that is not seeing a lot of play right now, but we don't have any fire coverage on our team, so that could be a bit of a problem. Actually, I don't really have any coverage. Maybe Lando maxing is kind of our best bet for that, which is really unfortunate because that's not really what I want to do here. But it's not that bad. He does have multiple steel and fighting coverage, potentially superpower on both the Thundurus and the Tyranitar, as well as steel on the Excadrill. So I don't really want to lead the Aurorus Arctovish combo. I don't even know if I want to bring it, to be honest, but I don't really care for Trick Room either, so we're going to be bringing it. I think it's a Regieleki Lando lead with our Aurorus Arctovish in the back. It's not the best, but I think it'll be fine, and that's what we're going to go for. I think a screen setup makes it so Lando doesn't really care that much, and it's okay. Lando, this is a little bit rough because of the Defiant, so maybe that was a bad decision, but it's okay. We have Reflect for that damage to not be like too big of a deal. It's electric flying, so we don't really have that much for that either. I mean, obviously we could like max Rockfall it, but that's not really what I want to be doing, because I don't think I'll be able to knock it out, in which case looking pretty bad. We can go for a Rock Slide, but if I lose my Landorus, then it's going to be pretty rough to take out the Ferrothorn, and the sand in the back would be a big problem then as well. So depending on what it is, but regardless of it, it's all going to be something. So I think we're still just going to go for Rock Slide. We won't be outspeeding though, which is a bit of a problem, but it's okay. I'm still going to go for that. Okay, he Dynamaxes. He does the exact play that I was expecting. Max Knuckle Regieleki lives, though, because we are a defensive spread. And it is now +1 in attack, which is pretty rough. But, you know, it's okay. Lando doesn't really care that much. Is that eject button? Okay, so he activated his eject button. So interesting enough, he didn't go for any kind of... well, yeah, he went for Tailwind. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been able to happen. So I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, now we get to see that he does have that in the back. So he does have Sandcore most likely in the back. But there's also a decent chance that he brought Ferrothorn and Excadrill, just because the Excadrill is really, really solid against my team. So there's a few. We now have a few options, and I don't really care for Light Screen. Light Screen doesn't really do anything for my team, and Electro Web isn't really doing anything either right now. In fact, it would actually just harm me. Well, he has Tailwind up, so we could go for that. So we could go for an Electro Web. as well as like a max rockfall into the Thunderous. I think that's kind of what I'm going for. We're going to protect this turn as a buffer turn, and we're going to rockfall the Thunderous. Now, this does suck because we're activating Sandstorm, but he's already faster than our entire team anyway, so I don't really care that much. Let's see if he attacks the Landorus. He does go for a max airstream into the Regieleki, and it does take the knockout even through Reflect Protect, but that's okay. It's Life Orb. He goes for a Swords Dance, actually, so that's very problematic for me now because Aurorus just goes down immediately to it. So that's pretty unfortunate. But we do now have our Dynamax Landorus to his Dynamaxed, or to his non-Dynamax Pokemon. Still does have Tailwind up for one more turn, though, which is really unfortunate. We don't have Protect on Arctovish as well, which is really bad because I'd much rather bring in Arctovish right now than Aurorus, but it's okay. Now we'll see. So he has, he was eject button, so he probably has Switcheroo. So he has Switcheroo as well as, the other move, Tailwind. So he could have like an attack, but that doesn't really matter. I don't really know why I'm like thinking about that so hard. We could go for an Aurora Veil this turn. I think I'm going to protect the Aurorus though, because he's probably just going to try to knock it out with this. In which case we could go for a Quake this turn into that guy. And that would be good. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not too worried. Like, if he attacks, he's gonna attack the Aurorus. Okay, so he actually switcheroos this turn and goes for a Rock Slide. Okay, that's not that bad. We're not gonna be taking much damage, and we're gonna be dishing out enough damage. It's not Focus Sash, so it's good. It didn't really matter either way because of Hail, but still, it's good to know. So let's see if his Pokemon in the back was Tyranitar or Ferrothorn. Oh, okay, I'm fine with that. We'll just go for a Meteor Beam into the. Yeah, I mean, we're really in the clear now. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna Meteor Beam you and go for an Airstream into you. It should be easy. Dazzling Gleam even gets a crit and doesn't really do anything. Heat Wave doesn't do anything. No burn is pretty lucky for us. So yeah, that's just a Dubsky Doodle. Let's go. Meteor Beam takes it right out. Pretty good. It is Sash, but Hail, so we're fine anyway. Do take the knockout this turn. Pretty good stuff. That was actually, the team felt really strong there. Aurorus with the Meteor Beam was actually really clutch as well. So, all right, so we are in it. So we have, once again, we have a Colossal team. So what do we want to do? We could go for Rillaboom, and we could go for the Fake Out into the Urshifu if that's what he goes for. But if he doesn't, and he goes for like Regieleki, something else lead, then the Rillaboom isn't even that good. Although Rillaboom is really solid against his entire team. Actually, the Dusclops here is really weird. That's really weird on their team. But it's okay. Rillaboom. Rillaboom on lead. We need it, kind of. But if he goes for Dragapult, and then we could go Regieleki, that doesn't really get us anywhere. But it's fine. We'll go Rillaboom and Regieleki, and I kind of want my Arctovish Aurorus combo in the back, actually. I'm going to do that. It might not be the best play, but we're going to go for it. Let's see what he does. So he brings out Inteleon, Regieleki on lead. So that's pretty interesting, actually. Let's see. So Inteleon could definitely switch. Could definitely make a switch because Grassy Glide would knock it out. Or it could protect. But then at that point, he's just setting up screens with Regieleki, which isn't really getting anywhere farther. So we're going to do that. We're going to Grassy Glide the Inteleon. He's probably just going to protect and screen, which is completely fine. We'll do that as well. We'll attack and screen. It just makes it pretty easy. Light Screen setting up right now is really good. And actually, Light Screen against his team in general is very, very solid. So he switches into Dragapult, and that's fine. We won't be doing much damage, but if it is supportive indeed, then we'll be doing, pretty good work there. Regieleki is now slower than his Dragapult now, which is unfortunate. I just realized I said now 2 times there. But yeah, that is a little unfortunate. So we could go for that again, or we could knock off the Dragapult now. I think that's fine. We'll do that. I don't think it'll knock out, though. So we'll also bring in an Electro Web. Dragapult could max this turn and go for a really strong max Airstream, but he actually sets up a screen, which is pretty interesting. So does that take the knockout? It does. So Dragapult is gone, and we saw it was not Light Clay. So Regieleki is not supportive in the fact of screens. So that's good knowledge as well. We'll go for Grassy Glide once again into the Inteleon, but it will definitely protect this turn or switch once again. And we already have Light Screen. It's probably worth it to set up Reflect, to be honest. Yeah, I would say it's probably worth it. So we're gonna go for an Electro Web, though. Make the Regieleki not that fast. Because we have another turn. He maxes Regieleki, actually, which is pretty interesting. We do take out the Inteleon, so he still has, you know, the Regieleki and one more Pokemon. Rillaboom actually lives, even though it's not Assault Vest, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's pretty good. -1 in speed is pretty solid here as well. Colossal doesn't really do much. I'm going to knock it off, just so we don't have to worry about anything. Is that even worth anything, actually? I think I'd rather knock off... No, we're just going to Grassy Glide, because we're not going to outspeed anything. So we're going to Grassy Glide the Colossal, which isn't bad. And then we'll go... We don't really need any screens other than the screen now. How much longer do we have this for? We're like Clay. We have it for a while. For 5 more turns. We're fine. So we're going to just pop another Electro Web off. Max Lightning, Rillaboom dies. That's fine. Oh, wait. Our terrain was gone. So I should have just protected, but it doesn't really matter. It's fine. We live because of our screens and our bulky spread, so that's pretty good. We'll bring in Arctovish now and switch from Regieleki. And yeah, it'll be pretty rough for my opponent to win this game. We can Rock Slide or Vicious Rend. I'm just going to Rock Slide. I think that's fine. We're going to Rock Slide and switch to Aurorus. Do I want to do that? I want to knock out the Regieleki. Vicious Rend. The Regieleki. Switch to Aurorus. My opponent does have Reflect? Oh. They went for Reflect and not Light Screen. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll still do the play that we were talking about. We'll still make that play. Because I think Vicious Rend will still do a lot of damage. Okay, still knocks it out. Good. Non-underestimated. Pretty good. Okay, so then we'll... Whoops, I did not mean that. GG indeed. Oh, okay. He just quit. Yeah. At least he had the GG. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I think this is actually really powerful. It definitely showed off to be a really powerful team in the back. You know, after Dynamax is gone, so you can just pick off really anything with Arctovish. Yeah, and Electro Web makes it so that Arctovish guarantee outspeeds everything pretty much. So it's pretty good stuff. I didn't use the Trick Room engine at all, but I definitely think it's fine. It definitely could work. So anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. This team, the Pokepaste for this team will be down in the description below if you want to watch it. You know, YouTube stuff. Join my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Join me on Twitch. Watch me live on Twitch, and sub to the Patreon that I need to post more stuff to. If you're on the Patreon, don't worry, more stuff coming. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.